Hello, my name is Sharqi David. I go by Sharqi, and I am an HR business partner and DEI consultant, and I am the founder of Connect, which is a networking and event brand. And I have a husband of 4.5 years and a son who's about to turn 3, Kamal Khalid David. I always thought I was going to have a moment where I was like, babe, we're pregnant. And I was going to have a moment where I found a cool, clever, Instagrammable way to share with my husband, like, oh my gosh, babe, can you go look in the oven? And there's like a bun in the oven or something. And then he's like, oh my God, we're pregnant. He starts crying and I hold him and I get someone to record us. But no, that did not happen. I'm originally from DC, so living in New York, getting married in New York, living in our first apartment in New York together. I feel like I supported my siblings. Like I was able to go to doctor's visits and just spend time with them or rub their belly. That I was so far away from my own family that those moments I didn't have. So it was actually just me and Khalid most of the time. I went into labor and I was in denial. I just was like, no, this can't be. Most people advise me that no one delivers on their due date. And I actually gave birth on my due date. Like I was anticipating a 2-week, like I even had maternity shots planned. I went into labor, pre-labor contractions in a Target, and Khalid was there and he's like, you're going into labor. Like the same way he told me that, that I was pregnant. He just knows I think he carried our child. But he was just like, you're going into labor. And I was like, no, I'm not. No, that's not happening. Silly. Like it wasn't active labor until a few hours later, but that was just definitely a precursor to my actual delivery. I didn't know that I would give birth so quickly. And I thought I had like 2 weeks and we can organize, at least have my mom or my sister or someone come up to help with that. But we went into labor and it was just me and Khalid. I do remember it happening so quickly. I did not know what was going on with my body. Like, what's happening? This is so fast. Who are you? Someone's looking at what's happening. And my son was here. It was really hard for me too, because I didn't have any visitors. We just moved to Massachusetts. Khalid, we rented a U-Haul, packed up our whole apartment, moved to, we were unpacking, our boxes were still to the ceiling in our house, and we didn't get to set up a nursery. We literally just moved on campus. So, and then 2 days later, I was in the hospital with the son, and it was during my husband's new student orientation. So after I gave birth a few hours later, he stayed there the first day, but the second day he went to school and it was me and a baby in the hospital while Khalid was doing new student orientation activities. And that was my first few days of motherhood. Tending to this new life while you are in such a vulnerable space, you need help. You need help walking sometimes. You're exhausted all of the time. Breastfeeding, I found that I ate even more while I was breastfeeding. I dropped a lot of weight. I only gained 27 pounds, but I realized that the amount of care that I was providing my son, I also needed care. And I'm so used to doing so much by myself. I didn't even know that I needed that much help or even know how to communicate it and who to communicate it to. So I found that I was pulling from resources that I didn't even have. I left my job. I was used to working long hours, and all of a sudden I'm at home nursing a newborn, and my husband's at work, but I'm not at work. And I wasn't used to that at all. Most of my 20s I spent working and working long hours and working on multiple projects. So to sit still and to be 100% available and catering to this new life, it was drastically different than anything I ever did or ever knew. I was trying to go back to work as soon as possible. I heard the stories of women who went back in 6 weeks, and I wanted to be one of those women, and I was rushing that process, not even knowing that wasn't going to be my journey, and that was okay.